Dr. Emily Carter, Earth's top ambassador, stood nervously aboard Luna 7, Earth's premier space station. Today was the day she would meet an alien fleet for the first time. The entire station was buzzing with anticipation. Scientists, diplomats, and military officers gathered to witness this historic event. Emily adjusted her uniform, trying to calm her racing heart. She had prepared for months for this meeting, studying alien cultures, learning new protocols, and even practicing alien languages. But nothing could fully prepare her for the sight of the fleet she was about to see. The communication console beeped loudly. "Dr. Carter, we are receiving the alien fleet signal," said Lieutenant Harris. Emily took a deep breath and walked over to the large viewing screen. The room fell silent as everyone focused on the display. The screen flickered to life and a chill ran down Emily's spine. The alien fleet was unlike anything she had ever imagined. Massive ships filled the screen, their designs intricate and awe-inspiring. Some were sleek and elegant, while others were huge, with weapons and technology that seemed far beyond human capabilities. Emily's eyes widened. The fleet was much larger than the intelligence reports had indicated. Her heart pounded in her chest. She had been briefed that this fleet was powerful, but seeing it in person was overwhelming. The scale of the ships was breathtaking, each one a testament to advanced alien technology. "Are we sure this is correct?" Emily asked, her voice trembling slightly. The report said the fleet was only a fraction of this size. Lieutenant Harris nodded, his face pale. "It appears there was an error in the report, Dr. Carter. This is the real size of the fleet." Emily's mind raced. This was not just a diplomatic meeting, it was a potential game-changer for Earth. The sheer size of the alien fleet suggested they were either incredibly powerful or incredibly desperate. Either way, this meeting would be crucial. The communication console beeped again. The alien fleet's leader was requesting an immediate video conference. Emily's hands shook as she accepted the call. The screen switched to show an alien figure. It was unlike anything she had ever seen. Tall, with smooth, iridescent skin and eyes that seemed to glow. The alien leader spoke in a deep, resonant voice that echoed through the room. "Greetings, representatives of Earth. We are honored to meet you." Emily struggled to maintain her composure. "Greetings. I am Dr. Emily Carter, Earth's ambassador. We are honored to meet you as well." As the conversation began, Emily tried to focus on the words being spoken, but her mind kept drifting back to the enormity of the fleet. Every word she exchanged with the alien leader felt like a small step toward understanding a vast unknown. She was acutely aware of the weight of her responsibilities. This meeting could shape the future of Earth's relations with these powerful beings. As the alien leader continued speaking, Emily glanced around the room. The faces of her colleagues reflected a mixture of awe and concern. They were all feeling the gravity of the moment. It was clear that this was not just another diplomatic mission, it was a pivotal moment in human history. The meeting continued, but Emily found it hard to concentrate. Her mind was preoccupied with the sight of the massive fleet and the implications it held. She knew that this was only the beginning of a complex and potentially dangerous journey. The alien leader's final words echoed in her mind as the screen went dark. "We look forward to a fruitful discussion, Dr. Carter." Emily took a deep breath and looked at her team. They had a long road ahead of them. The alien fleet was here, and the future of humanity depended on how they would navigate this unprecedented encounter. Dr. Emily Carter stood in the sleek docking bay of the alien flagship, her heart racing with anticipation. The enormous vessel, named the Serenity, was a marvel of alien engineering, its exterior shimmering with an otherworldly glow. Emily and her team had traveled aboard a human diplomatic ship, carefully approaching the Serenity under the watchful eyes of the alien crew. As the airlock doors hissed open, Emily stepped into the alien ship's grand entrance. She was immediately struck by the ship's elegance. The walls were adorned with luminescent patterns, and the floor seemed to ripple with a soft, undulating light. Alien symbols floated in the air, shifting and changing as she walked. The design was both beautiful and intimidating, a testament to a civilization far beyond Earth's technology. An alien delegation awaited them in the vast reception hall. The aliens were tall and slender, their skin a smooth, iridescent blue. Their eyes were large and almond-shaped, glowing softly in the dim light. Each alien wore a flowing, intricate robe that seemed to ripple and shift colors as they moved. They greeted Emily and her team with a series of formal gestures and soft, melodious tones. Emily attempted to keep her composure. She exchanged greetings with the alien leader, who was noticeably larger and more regal than the others. The leader's voice, when it spoke, was deep and resonant, echoing through the hall in a way that felt almost physical. "Welcome, Dr. Carter. We are honored to have you aboard the Serenity. I am High Chancellor Varys." Emily bowed slightly, trying to show respect while managing her nerves. "Thank you, Chancellor Varys. It's an honor to be here." As the delegation led them through the ship, Emily marveled at the advanced technology surrounding her. The corridors were lined with what appeared to be holographic displays, showing star maps and intricate alien designs. The air was filled with a faint, pleasant scent that she couldn't quite place. They arrived at the conference room, a large chamber with a panoramic view of space. The sight was breathtaking. Stars and planets stretched out before them, and the view seemed to stretch on forever. Emily took a deep breath, trying to absorb the grandeur of the moment. The meeting began with a formal exchange of pleasantries. Emily presented Earth's offer of cooperation and friendship, highlighting the mutual benefits of forming an alliance. The aliens listened attentively, their expressions unreadable, but their eyes focused and curious. During the discussion, Emily noticed subtle differences in the way the aliens communicated. Their responses were measured and deliberate, and they seemed to convey a lot with very little spoken words. This made the conversation both intriguing and challenging. Despite her preparations, the nuances of alien diplomacy were proving to be more complex than she had anticipated. As the meeting progressed, Emily felt a growing sense of unease. The grandeur of the ship and the mystery of the aliens' culture created an atmosphere of both awe and tension. Every word and gesture felt significant, as if the fate of the alliance hinged on each moment. The conference room's door opened, and a group of alien technicians entered, carrying strange devices. They set up a holographic projector, which displayed a 3D model of the alien fleet. Emily and her team watched in silence as the aliens explained their technology and the strategic importance of their ships. Emily struggled to focus on the technical details. Her mind kept drifting back to the scale of the fleet and the vast unknown that lay ahead. The stakes of this meeting felt incredibly high, and she knew that every decision made here could have far-reaching consequences for Earth's future. As the meeting drew to a close, Chancellor Varys offered a warm smile. "We appreciate your willingness to engage with us, Dr. Carter. We look forward to continuing our discussions." Emily nodded, feeling both relief and apprehension. The first step of this historic encounter was complete, but the path ahead was still uncertain. She and her team had much to learn and many challenges to face as they continued their journey into the heart of the alien world. The conference room on the Serenity was a grand space with walls that seemed to shimmer with a soft, iridescent glow. The panoramic view of space outside was breathtaking, but inside the atmosphere was tense. Dr. Emily Carter sat at the long, sleek table, facing High Chancellor Varys and the alien delegation. Her team was positioned around her, their expressions a mix of anticipation and unease. The meeting had started well, but as discussions progressed, the mood grew increasingly strained. The aliens were polite but distant, their responses measured and sometimes cryptic. They spoke of their need for allies in a galaxy-wide conflict, but they were vague about their own role in the war. Emily found it difficult to gauge their true intentions. The conversation turned to the details of the proposed alliance. Emily presented Earth's terms, mutual defense, technological exchange, and peaceful cooperation. She watched as Chancellor Varys listened intently, his eyes glowing softly in the dim light. "This is a significant offer," Varys said finally, his voice deep and resonant. "But it requires careful consideration. Our people have been at war for a long time, and trust is not easily given." Emily nodded, understanding the gravity of his words. "I appreciate that. Trust takes time to build, and we are committed to working with you to create a lasting partnership." As Varys spoke, Emily noticed a subtle shift in the room. The alien delegation exchanged glances, and a few murmured quietly among themselves. Emily's nerves were on edge. The atmosphere felt charged, as if the slightest misstep could derail the negotiations. One of the alien delegates, a tall figure with a striking red hue, spoke up. "We have concerns about the technological exchange. Our technology is advanced, but we need assurances that it will not be used against us. Emily responded carefully. I assure you, our intention is not to exploit your technology, but to foster mutual growth and understanding. We are committed to transparency and cooperation. The red delegate's eyes narrowed slightly. And what about your military capabilities? How can we be sure that you will not use our technology to gain an advantage in this conflict? Emily took a deep breath. This was a delicate subject. We understand your concerns. We propose a system of joint oversight to ensure that all technology is used responsibly and for the benefit of both parties. Chancellor Varys interjected. While we appreciate your offer, there are still many details to work out. We must ensure that our interests are protected and that any agreement will be beneficial to both sides. Emily could sense the growing frustration in the room. The discussions were becoming more difficult, and it was clear that the aliens had reservations that were not being fully addressed. She glanced at her team, who were busily taking notes and trying to keep up with the rapidly shifting conversation. The conversation grew more heated as the alien delegation raised additional questions and concerns. Each point seemed to add another layer of complexity to the negotiations. Emily struggled to keep the discussion on track, trying to address each issue while remaining calm and composed. At one point, Chancellor Varys leaned forward, his gaze fixed on Emily. Dr. Carter, we value your offer, but our people have been betrayed before. How can you guarantee that this will be different? Emily met his gaze steadily. I understand your mistrust, and I know that actions speak louder than words. We are prepared to demonstrate our commitment through concrete actions and to work together to build a foundation of trust. The room fell silent as the weight of Emily's words sank in. The tension was palpable, and it was clear that the future of the negotiations depended on finding common ground. Emily knew that the outcome of this meeting could shape the future of Earth's relationship with the alien fleet. As the meeting drew to a close, Chancellor Varys gave a nod of acknowledgement. We appreciate your candid responses, Dr. Carter. We will need time to consider your proposals and discuss them further with our leaders. Emily felt a mix of relief and anxiety as the meeting ended. The talks had been challenging, but they had also highlighted the importance of continued dialogue. She and her team had made some progress, but much work remained to be done. The road to an alliance was still long and uncertain, but Emily was determined to see it through. The Serenity was quieter now, the hum of its engines a constant background noise as Dr. Emily Carter and her team moved through the sleek corridors. The previous day's meeting had left them with many unanswered questions and lingering doubts. As they walked toward the conference room for the next round of talks, Emily couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. They arrived at the conference room, where High Chancellor Varys and the alien delegation awaited them. The room's lights dimmed, casting a soft glow on the holographic display in the center. Varys greeted them with his usual calm demeanor, but there was an underlying tension in his voice. Welcome back, Dr. Carter. We have reviewed your proposals and have some new information to share, Varys said. Emily took her seat, her curiosity piqued. Thank you, Chancellor. We're eager to hear what you have to say. Varys nodded and gestured to a nearby console. The display flickered and shifted, showing a detailed star map with various sectors highlighted in different colors. Emily leaned in, trying to decipher the information. This is a map of the regions we control, Varys began. As you can see, we are currently engaged in a conflict that spans several key sectors. Emily noticed something unusual. One of the highlighted areas was marked with a red symbol, indicating a high level of activity. She glanced at Varys. What is this sector? Varys hesitated for a moment before answering. That is a restricted zone. It holds strategic importance and is the site of several ongoing operations. Emily raised an eyebrow. Restricted? Why? Before Varys could respond, another alien delegate, a stern-looking figure with dark green skin, spoke up. The situation in that sector is more complex than we initially revealed. We are facing a serious threat from a rival faction, and our current resources are stretched thin. Emily's heart skipped a beat. This was new information, and it hinted at deeper issues within the alien fleet. Are you saying that our potential alliance could be influenced by this conflict? The Green delegate nodded. Yes, the conflict is consuming much of our focus and resources. We need to resolve this situation before we can fully commit to any new alliances. Emily felt a chill. The prospect of an ongoing war affecting their negotiations was unsettling. She glanced at her team, who looked equally concerned. If this conflict is so significant, why was it not mentioned earlier? Varys's expression grew more serious. We were not ready to disclose this information. Our priority was to gauge your willingness to cooperate without the distraction of our internal issues. Emily's mind raced. The hidden conflict explained some of the hesitancies and ambiguities in their previous discussions. How can we be sure that this conflict won't impact our potential alliance? Varys leaned forward, his eyes reflecting a sense of urgency. We will need to work together to stabilize the situation. Your support could make a crucial difference. However, there are risks involved, and we must be transparent about them. Emily took a deep breath, weighing the new information. The hidden conflict added a layer of complexity to the negotiations, but it also presented an opportunity for deeper cooperation. Understood. We're prepared to discuss how we might assist in this situation, but we need more clarity on the nature of the conflict and its implications. Varys nodded in agreement. We will provide detailed information and discuss possible avenues for support. It is crucial that we address these issues openly if we are to move forward. The meeting continued, but the atmosphere was charged with the weight of the new revelations. Emily knew that the path ahead would be challenging. The hidden truths had unveiled a deeper level of complexity, but they also underscored the importance of forging a meaningful alliance. As the discussions wrapped up, Emily and her team left the conference room with a renewed sense of purpose. The hidden conflict was a significant hurdle, but it also represented a chance to build a stronger, more resilient partnership with the alien fleet. The journey ahead would be difficult, but Emily was determined to navigate the complexities and work toward a successful alliance. Dr. Emily Carter's heart raced as she and her team made their way through the corridors of the Serenity. The discussions from the previous day had been intense, but today's agenda promised to be even more crucial. They were scheduled to visit a key alien facility that was critical to understanding the full scope of the conflict that had been revealed. As they approached the facility, the atmosphere was thick with tension. The alien delegation led them through a series of security checkpoints, each one more stringent than the last. Emily couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The heightened security was unusual and added to her growing unease. The facility was located in a remote section of the ship, away from the main areas they had previously visited. The walls were lined with heavy-duty metal plating, and the air was cool and sterile. Emily and her team followed their alien guides in silence, their footsteps echoing in the quiet corridor. When they finally reached the entrance to the facility, the doors slid open with a soft hiss, revealing a large, high-tech control room. The room was filled with complex machinery and alien consoles displaying streams of data. Emily marveled at the advanced technology, but was also acutely aware of the tense atmosphere. Chancellor Varys and his delegation were already present, discussing something in hushed tones. Varys looked up and greeted them. "Welcome to the Central Command Facility. Here we monitor and manage our operations in the restricted zone." Emily and her team took their seats around the central console. As they began reviewing the data, an alarm suddenly blared throughout the facility. Red lights flashed, and a deep mechanical voice announced, "Security breach in Sector 5, initiating lockdown procedures." Emily's heart skipped a beat. The facility's doors slammed shut, sealing them inside. She exchanged worried glances with her team. "What's happening?" she asked Varys, her voice rising above the alarm. Varys's expression was grim. "It appears we have an intruder. This is highly unusual. Please remain calm while we assess the situation." The control room was now a hive of activity. Alien technicians worked frantically at their consoles, trying to understand the breach. Emily watched as the tension in the room escalated. She could see the worry on Varys's face, and the urgency in the technicians' movements only added to her anxiety. Moments later, a report came in from one of the security officers. "We have detected unauthorized access to one of the sensitive areas. It appears to be a coordinated attack." Emily's mind raced. The idea of an attack on the Serenity was alarming, especially given the fragile state of their negotiations. She turned to Varys. "Do you have any idea who might be behind this?" Varys shook his head. "We have many enemies, but this is unexpected. We need to contain the situation quickly." As the situation unfolded, Emily felt a surge of fear. The potential for violence or sabotage could derail the delicate negotiations and put everyone in danger. She glanced at her team, who were clearly shaken but trying to remain composed. The lockdown lasted for what felt like an eternity. Eventually, the alarm ceased, and the facility's doors reopened. Security personnel entered, and Varys's face showed a mix of relief and frustration. The situation has been contained, but we need to investigate further. Emily took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. This incident has serious implications for our talks. We need to understand who was behind this and how it affects our negotiations. Varys nodded solemnly. Agreed. We will conduct a thorough investigation and keep you informed. I assure you that we are committed to resolving this issue and continuing our discussions. As they left the facility, Emily's mind was heavy with the weight of the day's events. The dangerous incident had added a new layer of complexity to their negotiations, and she knew that the road ahead would be even more challenging. She and her team were now more determined than ever to navigate the uncertain path and work towards a successful alliance, despite the dangers and obstacles they faced. Dr. Emily Carter sat at the conference table in the Serenity's strategy room, her mind still reeling from the recent security breach. The room was filled with a mix of alien and human representatives, each looking tense and focused. Chancellor Varys was at the head of the table, his demeanor serious as he prepared to outline the next steps. Emily glanced around the room. The alien delegation, though still visibly shaken from the attack, seemed determined to address the situation head-on. Her own team was equally attentive, ready to contribute to the discussions. The atmosphere was charged with urgency as everyone awaited Varys's plan. Varys cleared his throat, drawing everyone's attention. The security breach was a serious threat to our operations and our negotiations. We have taken immediate steps to contain the situation and identify the perpetrators. Now we need to develop a comprehensive plan to address both the immediate threats and the broader issues affecting our alliance. He activated the holographic display, which projected a detailed map of the restricted zone and surrounding areas. Various points of interest were marked in red, indicating areas of concern. We have identified several key locations that are critical to our operations and security, Varys began. Our goal is to strengthen these areas and ensure that such breaches do not occur again. Additionally, we need to reassess our security protocols and enhance our collaboration with Earth. Emily leaned forward, eager to understand how they could contribute. What specific steps are you proposing? Varys pointed to a cluster of red-marked locations on the map. First, we need to secure these strategic points. We'll deploy additional security forces and upgrade our monitoring systems. We also need to investigate how the breach occurred and prevent future attacks. Emily nodded. That sounds like a solid start. What role do you see for us in this plan? Varys looked at her with a hint of relief. Your expertise and resources could be invaluable. We propose a joint task force combining human and alien personnel to address the immediate security concerns. Your technology could assist in enhancing our monitoring systems, and your insights could help us improve our security measures. One of Emily's team members, Dr. Raj Patel, spoke up. We have some advanced security technology that might be useful. We could also share best practices for crisis management and response. Varys's eyes lit up. Excellent. Cooperation in these areas will be crucial. We also need to improve our communication channels to ensure timely updates and coordination between our teams. As the discussion continued, the plan began to take shape. The joint task force would include experts from both Earth and the alien fleet, working together to address the immediate threats and strengthen security. They would also set up regular briefings to keep all parties informed and engaged. Emily felt a growing sense of optimism. The plan was ambitious, but it marked a significant step toward deeper collaboration and mutual trust. She knew that implementing it would be challenging, but the potential benefits were clear. Varys concluded the meeting with a note of determination. We have a difficult road ahead, but with our combined efforts, we can overcome these challenges. Let us move forward with resolve and work towards a stronger alliance. As the meeting adjourned, Emily and her team left the strategy room feeling cautiously hopeful. The plan was a step in the right direction, and the cooperation between their two worlds had the potential to forge a lasting and impactful partnership. Despite the recent dangers and uncertainties, Emily was more committed than ever to working with the alien fleet to achieve their shared goals. Dr. Emily Carter paced the control room aboard the Serenity, her nerves frayed but her resolve firm. The plan was in motion, and today marked the beginning of a critical phase, implementing the new security measures and setting up the joint task force. The control room was abuzz with activity. Alien and human personnel worked side by side, coordinating efforts to address the immediate threats and strengthen security in the restricted zone. Emily's team had integrated their technology with the alien systems, and the room was filled with screens displaying real-time data and alerts. Chancellor Varys entered the room, his expression one of focused determination. He approached Emily, who was overseeing the deployment of the new security measures. "Dr. Carter, how are things progressing?" Emily glanced at the readouts and nodded. "Everything is on track. Our technology is syncing well with yours, and the new monitoring systems are coming online. We're also finalizing the deployment of additional security personnel to the key locations." Varys looked relieved. "Good. We're also ramping up our efforts to identify the attackers. Intelligence reports suggest that they may be part of a larger network operating within our territory." Emily's concern grew. "A larger network? That could complicate things further. How are we addressing that?" Varys's eyes were serious. "We're conducting a full investigation. Our goal is to uncover any connections and prevent future breaches. We need to stay vigilant and adapt our strategies as new information emerges." Just then, a loud alarm sounded and a red alert flashed across the screens. Emily's heart raced as she turned to Varys. "What's happening?" Varys's face tightened. "It appears we have detected an unusual signal coming from one of the restricted areas. It might be related to the recent breach. The sabotage attempts were thwarted, and stability began to return to the affected areas. The combined efforts of the human and alien forces were proving effective in addressing the final challenges. However, the situation was far from over. The operation had revealed underlying issues and complexities that needed to be addressed. Emily and Varys knew that restoring full stability would take time and continued collaboration. As the operation neared its conclusion, Emily reflected on the journey. The final challenges had tested their resolve and capabilities, but the cooperation between the human and alien forces had been a critical factor in their success. Despite the obstacles, they had made significant progress. Varys approached Emily as the operation wrapped up. "We have achieved much, but there is still work to be done. The challenges we faced have strengthened our resolve and our partnership. Together, we will continue to address the issues and build a more secure and stable alliance." Emily nodded in agreement. "Absolutely. We've faced significant hurdles, but our collaboration has proven to be a powerful force. We will move forward with determination and work towards a successful and lasting partnership." As the final challenges were met and the situation began to stabilize, Emily felt a sense of accomplishment and hope. The path ahead would still be demanding, but the progress they had made was a testament to their combined efforts and the promise of a stronger future. The Serenity floated peacefully in the vast expanse of space, its sleek hull reflecting the soft glow of distant stars. The recent weeks had been filled with intense challenges and crucial missions, but now a sense of calm had settled over the ship. Dr. Emily Carter stood on the observation deck, gazing out at the stars. The final operation against the rogue factions had been successful, and the fragile alliance was on the path to recovery. Chancellor Varys joined Emily on the deck, his expression one of cautious optimism. "Dr. Carter, it's been a challenging journey, but we've made significant progress. The rogue factions have been neutralized, and our systems are now secure." Emily turned to him with a smile. "Yes, we've come a long way. The cooperation between our teams has been remarkable. It's clear that working together is the key to overcoming the challenges we've faced." Varys nodded. "Indeed. The alliance between our peoples has grown stronger through these trials. We've learned a great deal about each other, and that knowledge will be vital as we move forward." As they spoke, the bridge was busy with preparations for the next phase of their mission. The immediate threats had been dealt with, but the focus was now on building a lasting and effective partnership. The combined forces of the human and alien teams were setting up new protocols and strengthening their collaborative efforts. Emily's team was busy analyzing data and refining strategies for ongoing cooperation. Dr. Raj Patel and the other members were engaged in discussions with their alien counterparts, working on integrating their technologies and improving communication channels. The atmosphere was filled with a sense of accomplishment and renewed purpose. A ceremony was planned to mark the successful resolution of the crisis and to celebrate the new beginning for the alliance. Emily and Varys prepared for the event, which would bring together representatives from both Earth and the alien fleet. It was a symbolic gesture of unity and a testament to the progress they had made. As the ceremony began, Emily stood with Varys on a stage set up in the main hall of the Serenity. The hall was filled with representatives, technicians, and crew members from both sides, all gathered to witness the event. The mood was one of celebration and hope. Varys addressed the crowd with a speech that highlighted the successes of their joint efforts and the promise of the future. Today we celebrate not just the resolution of a crisis, but the beginning of a new era of cooperation between our peoples. The challenges we faced have strengthened our bond, and together we will build a future of mutual respect and shared goals. Emily followed with her own speech, expressing gratitude and optimism. The past weeks have tested us in ways we never expected, but we have emerged stronger and more united. Our collaboration has proven that we can achieve great things when we work together. This is just the beginning of what we can accomplish. The crowd erupted into applause, and the ceremony concluded with a sense of unity and shared purpose. The event was a powerful reminder of the progress they had made and the potential for future success. As the guests mingled and celebrated, Emily and Varys took a moment to reflect on their journey. The road ahead would still be filled with challenges, but the foundations of their partnership were now stronger than ever. Emily felt a deep sense of satisfaction as she looked around at the people who had come together to forge a new beginning. The alliance was far from perfect, but it was a testament to the power of collaboration and the promise of a brighter future. As the stars continued to shine outside, Emily knew that the new beginning was just the start of a journey filled with possibilities. With their combined efforts and shared vision, the future held great promise for both humanity and their alien allies. The path ahead would be filled with opportunities for growth and discovery, and Emily was eager to see where it would lead.